Yo, listen up! America, imagine this! You're chilling in your cozy suburban binge-watching Netflix on a stormy night.
Rain pounding relentlessly against the roof like angry fists demanding entry, thunder rumbling deep in the distance.
Like some ancient beast slowly awakening from a long slumber, when suddenly a door creaks open upstairs, all be itself, the sound slicing through the air like a knife, no wind howling through any cracks in the windows. No curious pets scampering around the house causing mischief. No, nothing at all to explain it away logically. Your heart skips a beat.
Then races like it's trying to bust right out of your chest is someone there, lurking in the shadows just out of sight.
Or something way more sinister. Something that defies all reason and logic. That's exactly how it started for me, dudes and dudettes. In my ordinary ranch-style house, smack dab in the heart of Texas, where the stars at night are big and bright. But the darkness inside hides horrors you can't even begin to fathom, creeping in when you least expect. But let me tell ya, what happened next? Turned my all-American dream of homeownership into a nightmare that still has me sleeping with the lights on. Doublet checking every lock obsessively and questioning every little bump in the night that echoes through the silence. Buckle up tight, grab onto something solid, 'cause this true story's gonna grip you tighter than a vice. With chills lurking in every damn shadow, building that knot in your stomach until you can't look away or even breathe. Easy. What if your safe haven, your home sweet home, where you kick off your boots and relax, wasn't yours anymore? What if it was theirs, waiting patiently in the walls, biding their time to claim me for good? It all kicked off last summer, right after I scored this sweet deal on a fixer-upper in a quiet neighborhood outside Dallas. The kind of place where folks wave friendly from their porches during evening strolls. Kids ride bikes till dusk, painting the streets with laughter. But beneath that picture-perfect facade, something rotten and unseen simmered just below the surface, waiting to boil over. The place was a total steel big backyard, perfect for weekend barbecues, with the grill smoking up ribs, fresh paint, smelling crisp and new like a blank canvas. Hardwood floors that gleamed under the golden sun filtering through the windows, the works that screamed, "This is your fresh start, bro, your slice of the American pie." But on moving day, as I'm hauling heavy boxers in one after another, sweating bullets under that brutal Texas sun beating down like a relentless hammer on an anvil, muscles aching from the constant strain and back protesting with every lift, I catch this weird, inexplicable vibe that stops me cold in my tracks. The air inside feels heavy, oppressive, and thick, like someone's watching me intently from the corners of the rooms. Eyes boring into my back
No matter where I turn or how quickly I spin around.
I shrugged it off at first.
Nah, just snoo house jitters kicking in after a long, dusty drive from the city. I tell myself, wiping sweat from my brow with the back of my hand, trying to laugh it away as paranoia from too many horror flicks. But that night alone in the dark with only the distant hum of the fridge for comfort. The first real hook hits hard and unrelenting. A faint whisper slithers from the vents like a serpent, sounding exactly like my name, J-A-A, Ack, dot, dot, dot. Drawn out slow and raspy, like gravel scraping over old, brittle bone. I bolt upright in bed, sheets tangling around my legs in a sweaty mess. Pulse racing wildly like a runaway train. Was that the AC malfunctioning? Some weird echo bouncing from the pipes? Or did the house just call me out personal and intimate, knowing things it shouldn't? Curiosity pulls me like a powerful magnet, that irresistible urge to know overriding the growing fear gnawing at my gut.
I grab my phone flashlight, its beam shaky and unsteady in my trembling hand.
Creeping down the hall step by step, every floorboard groan amplifying the thrill, making my skin prickle with goosebumps that refuse to fade. What's waiting at the end of this dim corridor? Around that sharp corner where the light barely reaches? Nothing. Yet just empty space mocking me with its stillness.
But as I turn back slowly, a cold draft brushes my neck unexpectedly.
Like icy fingers trailing my skin with deliberate, lingering slowness.
Sending a shiver straight to my core that freezes me in place. Dude, my blood runs cold, freezing solid in my veins. Is this place haunted for real? Or am I losing my goddamn mind already, spiraling into madness on day one? Fast forward a week, and the suspense amps up to 11, turning every ordinary moment into a potential jump scare that keeps you on high alert. I'm in the kitchen, whipping up some late-night tacos to satisfy that midnight hunger. The sizzle of meat on the skillet, filling the air with that mouth-watering aroma of spices and onions.
When the lights flicker erratically.
Once, twice, then bam! Total blackout plunges the entire room into a pitch-black void where you see your hand in front of your face. Power surge from the storm brewing outside. I mutter under my breath, fumbling blindly for candles in the cluttered drawer, my hands knocking over utensils and silverware in the oppressive dark. But in the flickering, unsteady glow of the match, I finally strike after several tries. Shadows dance wildly on the walls, twisting and contorting into shapes that look way too human, too deliberate and purposeful to be mere tricks of the light playing games.
One stretches long and thin.
Like a shadowy figure reaching out with elongated arms, fingers curling as if to grab hold of me right then and there. Heart pounding like a drum solo in a heavy metal concert, thumping against my ribs. I freeze in place, breaths caught tight in my throat. What if it's not just shadows playing harmless games? What if it's her manifesting right there in the kitchen?
Yeah, I dug into the houses, Shady.
Forgotten history online during those sleepless nights. Scrolling through old news clippings and forum threads on my laptop under the covers till my eyes burned turns out. Back in the 80s, a woman named Evelyn lived here with her shady, controlling husband. Vanished without a trace after he died mysteriously in what looked like a freak accident. His body found twisted and broken at the bottom of the stairs with no clear cause. Cops called it a runaway case, closing the file quick to move on. But locals whispered foul play. Dark secrets buried deep in these very walls that held onto grudges. As the lights snap back on with a harsh, buzzing hum that startles me, I swear I see a woman's outline in the window reflection. Eyes hollow and black as bottomless voids, staring right through me, unblinking and accusatory like she knows my every thought. Thrill shoots up my spine like a bolt of electricity, making my hair stand on end all over. Do I run out of there? Screaming into the night. or dig deeper into this twisted rabbit hole, chasing answers. The hook sinks in deeper than ever. That very night, as I'm trying to shake it off and calm my nerves, fresh scratches appear on the basement door out of nowhere, jagged and deep, like desperate nails dragging down the wood in a frantic frenzy. Who are? What? Once in down there, pounding from the other side. Or worse, what? Once out, clawing its way free into my world. Things escalate quick. Yup, spiraling out of control faster than a tornado ripping through the open plains, leaving destruction in its wake. By month 2, I'm a total wreck, bags under my eyes like dark, permanent bruises from endless insomnia, jumping at every little noise that could be innocuous.
Paranoia creeping in like thick fog rolling over a lake.
One humid evening, chilling with a cold beer on the couch.
Feet propped up after a long, exhausting day at work, trying to unwind with some mindless TV to drown out the thoughts. The screen suddenly flips channels on its own,
Zapping through stations erratically and without pattern before.
landing on static that buzzes like a swarm of angry bees invading the living room. Through the snowy interference that crackles and pops, a voice emerges. Get ... out ...
Low and menacing. It reverberates in my bones, sending shivers ripping through my body from head to toe, making me feel violated.
I spill my brew all over the cushions in shock, scrambling for the remote with slick, sweaty hands. But it's sitting across the room on the side table, untouched and innocent-looking as ever. Suspense builds to a fever pitch as I edge toward it cautiously, floor creaking ominously underfoot with each hesitant step.
Feeling exposed like prey in the open savannah, vulnerable to whatever's hunting in the shadows.
What'll happen if I touch it, Will? It shock me with some electric surge? Or trigger a full-on poltergeist prank?
Bamauta! Nowhere!
The coffee table flips over with a violent, earth-shaking crash, sending magazines, remotes,
And coasters flying like deadly shrapnel across the room, loud enough to wake the dead. Or maybe it did, stirring whatever malevolent force lurks here. I bolt upstairs in a blind panic, legs pumping furiously, locking my bedroom door with fumbling. Clumsy fingers! But the thrill doesn't stop there. Oh no! Knocks! Echo from inside the walls themselves, rhythmic and insistent, like someone's trapped in the plaster and pounding desperately for freedom, the thuds vibrating through the frame and into my hands. Is it Evelyn herself, her restless ghost begging for help, for long overdue justice? Or warning me to GTFO before it's too late for me to? The hook yanks harder, pulling me under completely. I can't ignore this crap anymore, pretending it's all coincidence. Time to call him back up, right? Wrong. That's when the real, unrelenting terror unleashes, turning my once comfortable home into a full-blown battlefield of the supernatural. Hook, jip. Picture this nightmare unfolding in vivid detail. I invite my buddy Mike over, a total skeptic from Cali with that laid-back surfer vibe and endless jokes, to crash for the night and debunk this supernatural BS once and for all, proving it's nothing.
Bro, it's all in your head. Probably bad wiring or pesky rats scurrying around. He laughs it off casually,
Cracking open a cold one from the fridge, clinking bottles like nothing's amiss in the world. But as midnight hits sharp, The witching hour creeping in with a chill that seeps into your very bones despite the summer heat. The house turns on us like a predator sensing weakness and pouncing.
First, the thermostat plummets without any warning breath, fogging the air in white.
Ghostly puffs, teeth chattering uncontrollably as the temperature drops to Arctic levels in mere seconds, turning the room into an icebox. Then, heavy footsteps thud overhead suddenly. Deliberate and booming like work boots, stomping in an empty attic that's supposed to be sealed shut and dusty. We exchange wide-eyed glances.
Adrenaline surging through our veins like rocket fuel igniting. Who's up there, tromping around in the dead of night when no one's home?
Armed with baseball bats, gripped tight, knuckles turning white from the pressure, we creep up the stairs slowly and methodically, each step a potential trap that could give way beneath us. Hearts jackhammering in sync like war drums.
The attic doors ajar, swinging slow and eerie and no visible breeze, inviting us into the unknown depths with a silent dare.
Mike pushes it open with a prolonged creak that echoes like a blood-curdling scream, his flashlight beam slicing through the thick, musty dark like a knife through fog.
And there she is, materializing out of thin air. Before our... A translucent woman in faded 80s garbage, permed hair. Shoulder pads on a floral dress floating midair effortlessly, her face twisted in raw, unfiltered agony. Features sharpening as she turns to root us with deliberate menace. Leave her. My home, she hisses through gritted teeth, voice echoing like rolling thunder in our skulls, rattling our eardrums and making our heads throb. Thrill explodes in a chaotic rush. We backpedal frantically, feet slipping on the dusty floor. But the door slams shut behind us with a deafening bang that shakes the frame, locking with an audible click that seals our fate tight. Panic sets in hard and fast, trapped with her in the dusty, cobweb-filled confines.
Shadows closing in from all sides, like living walls shrinking around us. Her form flickering closer, inch by inch. Hands outstretched with fingers like sharp claws ready to strike.
What does she want from us revenge for?
Disturbing her eternal rest.
Eternal company in her lonely misery.
Mike screams bloody murder as an invisible cold grip clamps onto his arm vice-like, bruising the skin instantly in angry purple welts that spread.
We pound the door desperately, fists aching and raw from the impacts. Hearts jackhammering so loud it's all we can hear over the chaos. Will it ever open, or are we next to vanish without a trace, just like her all those years ago? The climax hooks you deep, dragging you into the abyss with no escape. In a blind frenzy, dust choking our lungs and making us cough violently, eyes watering from the irritation. I remember the online lore I'd obsessed over 4 weeks Evelyn's diary, hidden somewhere in these cursed, crumbling walls, holding the key to it all. We smashed through the drywall with our bats wildly, chunks flying everywhere in a thick cloud of debris that obscures vision. Her apparition wailing, louder and more piercing, cutting through the air like a siren. Objects hurtling through the space like Mizzle's old lamps. Forgotten boxers. Rusty nails whizzing past our heads with deadly accuracy. Fingers bleeding from splinters and deep cuts that sting like fire. I yank out a tattered leather-bound book triumphantly. Pages yellowed and stained with what could be tears or worse. Dried blood from long ago. Flipping through it, frantic under the dim light, hands shaking uncontrollably from fear and cold. The truth hits like a gut punch straight to the soul, knocking the wind out. Her husband poisoned her slowly and methodically, night after night, with tainted food.
Then buried her mutilated body under the floorboards to cover his heinous tracks, claiming she ran off to start anew.
She's not the villain here at all. She's the tragic, wronged victim, tethered to this place in eternal, agonizing torment, raging at any intruders who dare occupy what she sees as her grave. As I read the damning entries aloud, voice cracking with raw fear and emotion,
Her wails turn to heart-wrenching sobs that fill the room and tug at your soul.
the whole house shaking violently like a massive earthquake, beams groaning in protest as if the structure itself is alive and suffering. Thrill peaks to unbearable, suffocating levels. Will confessing her story aloud finally free her tormented spirit from this hell? Or will it doom us both, unleashing her full, unchecked wrath upon us? The floor cracks open with a splintering roar that deafens, revealing skeletal bones beneath, yellowed and crumbling to dust before our eyes.
Mike and I dive aside just in time as the room quakes uncontrollably.
Her ethereal form dissolving into a swirling vortex of blinding light that sucks the air from our lungs, leaving us gasping.
Then, abrupt and eerie silence falls like a heavy curtain over everything. ...
But is it truly over, or just a temporary, deceptive lull before the next storm?
Nah, the final hook lingers like a bad dream you can't shake no matter how hard you try. Months later, after desperate cleansing rituals with priests and sage burnings that filled the air with smoky incense,
The house is quiet again, sold off to some unsuspecting young family chasing their own slice of the American pie, oblivious to the past.
but sometimes, when I'm driving by on those lonely, moonlit nights, street lights casting long,
Eerie shadows that dance. I see the curtains twitch unnaturally as if pulled by unseen hands.
Here, faint whispers carried on the warm wind, calling my name once more. Faint bat in...
was it all real? A genuine brush with the other side that scarred me? Or just my overactive mind playing cruel, elaborate tricks in the grip of isolation and stress? You tell me. America checks your own home tonight.
Listen closely to those vents humming. Watch those shadows a little longer in the corners.
That innocent bump in the night that startles you awake might not be nothing at all. Could be the beginning. It could be the start of your own nightmare unfolding. Sleep tight, if you can, with that doubt gnawing at you relentlessly.